And Smiley called me earlier about you guys. So she gave me the update. Oh, look at that. We're already beaming. I love it. Let's open up that page. You're now interacting as Fly Navarro. Good. Oh, and we're live on Facebook. Let's see what we can do here. Make sure. All right. Are you guys ready? Are you ladies ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Now hold on a second. And because I'm going to keep looking down at your screen, it says Jen, but I need to know, how do you spell your name again?
Nicole.
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 That's perfect. I just want to make sure, because if not, I'm going to call you the wrong name, because I'm normal with that. So let's get this party started. And we are back. Here I am, Fly Navarro, with the No BS World Tour, coming at you live as much as I possibly can, because you know what? Everybody knows I love to talk. Hello, ladies. I have Lindsay here, and I have Nicole from the Ladies Fish Off. Good afternoon. How are you guys today?
Hey, good. Doing well.
Excellent.
Very good. Thank you.
I love all the excitement. I know it's, what day? Is it Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. I'm lost.
Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. Here I thought it was Monday, and I'm like, man, what a great Monday. We've got all kinds of stuff done today. But no, it's Tuesday. That's why I got 2 days under the belt. So, ladies, how are you today? How are things going?
Very good. Very good. Getting ready to have a pre-registration party this evening.
Oh, whoa. Tonight's your pre-registration party?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. I didn't realize it was tonight. So no wonder you guys have such a hard, quick stop. So
yeah.
let's rewind. I'm going to send out a quick text message and let everybody know you're going to be late. Number one, let's talk about what exactly the Ladies Fish Off is.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lindsay.
So Ladies Fish Off is a nonprofit fishing tournament for lady anglers only. And we've been around, this is our 35th year running out of Pompano Beach, Florida. So,
wow. 35 years? That's older than me.
Pretty amazing. Yep. I have not been in charge for 35 years. But I actually have fished it for many, many, many years and got involved, and then got on the committee, then, started bringing in some sponsorship, just found a great group of women, and here we are today.
Nice. Now, Nicole, how long have you been fishing the Ladies Fish Off?
I believe I've been fishing it since 2006, and in 2007 we won the tournament, and the committee said, "Oh, congratulations, you're part of the committee now." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Is that what you get for winning?
Yes, basically. Well, I was the only one who fell for it, but then I pulled other people in. Like, okay, come on, guys.
You're like the mafia. You just pull everybody in.
Pretty much, yes.
That's funny. I have a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine. His mom, who's a great friend of mine, she fished the tournament many, many years. Gussie Leach.
Oh.
Mike Leach's wife.
Yeah. Rachel.
No,
Leach.
no, her name is Gussie. Augusta.
Oh.
Okay.
Augusta Leach. Mike Leach. That used to be Mike Leach. That was the president of the IGFA. His wife, Gussie.
Oh, okay.
That's a different. We actually have that's a different Mike Leach in the fishing community. We've got one also on our committee.
Oh, do you really?
I believe they've spoken, because it's a common.
It's a common last name out of Fort Lauderdale. There's two Mike Leaches in Fort Lauderdale. One is a double E and one is an EA. So the one I'm talking about is a double E. Eric Leach worked with me for 9 years on the Reel Tight. And so Mike and Gussie used to come fishing with us, I'd say twice a year. So it was, and she was all about the Ladies Fish Off and all that kind of stuff out of Pompano. They live just south of Pompano in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Now, did she fished it from the beginning as well?
I believe it was during the beginning, because when she came fishing with us on the boat, it was like 2002. And she would always bring her Ladies Fish Off bag. And so
her memorabilia.
Oh, look at that. Like on cue.
I mean, I'm not saying I won a tournament, but
Hashtag winning. So you guys have been based out of Pompano the entire time now. Is it, and you say the tournament's a one time a year thing?
Correct.
Yes.
But now what do you guys do for the rest of the year? Are there any other things that you do as far as, do you have speaking engagements and stuff like that to try to bring new lady anglers into the sport?
Sure. Well, we try to stay active on our social media, encourage people to keep posting pictures throughout the year when they're out fishing. You know, if they're wearing one of our shirts from a past tournament, tag us, et cetera, et cetera. We also do schedule some events with our beneficiaries. This year, it's the Billfish Foundation and the Flight Center. So we'll try to do something else in the middle of the year with those charities to help them out, maybe just have a dinner or an event, something just to keep the ball rolling.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Billfish Foundation because it was actually Adrian that I like to call her Smiley. That's just my nickname for her. She was the one that set up this meeting for us to talk a little bit about the ladies fish off and what you guys have done to help the Billfish Foundation.
Yeah. It's been a really good partnership for a lot of years. And also they help us, and we volunteer at a lot of their events as well. And we've made a lot of connections, and we made a great sponsorship connection through them through this year. So really we work very, very well together, and the alliance is perfect.
Anything that gets more people out fishing, I'm a big supporter of. I'm a very big supporter of. So now let's take a couple steps back, and I'm going to ask you both something a little bit personal. And don't worry, this is a family friendly. Look at you. You got all nervous all of a sudden. What, I'd like to know, and this is for me, I want to know, and I want to share it with everybody. How did each of you get started in fishing? Lindsay, go first.
Yeah.
Sure.
Being that neither one of you were rushing to the podium.
Yeah.
I grew up here in South Florida in Pompano Lighthouse Point, and was lucky enough to always be on the water. My parents fished, had boats, and that we just kind of got thrown into it from a young age, and it's always been a part of my life. And then I started fishing the tournament in my late teens, this tournament, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And you know what? And Pompano is a pretty fishy town. There's some unbelievable fishermen that have come out of Pompano, and fishing ladies, both fishermen and fishing ladies. What about you, Nicole?
Basically, I was from upstate New York, and so I had a friend of mine who invited me to go to the Keys when I was 14 for 2 weeks. So I did flats fishing, deep sea fishing, dock fishing. We went for lobster with the third one. We basically did every single type of fishing that you could imagine. So I fell in love with it from there. And then later in life, through friends and community and in-laws, I've been able to become part of a fishing tournament. I'm more of a tournament fisherman, I guess you would say, but I do enjoy all of it. But tournament fishing is definitely gets me the most pumped.
It's number one, it's the competition. Number two, it's the camaraderie and the social. And I've said this, anybody that's listening right now knows, and I say this 100 times over, there's a difference between fishing and catching. And catching is actually reeling in the fish, where fishing is all the stuff you do in between bites. And I consider the podcast fishing, because this is what we do as fishing people. We sit here and we talk and we tell stories and we share ourselves, because you don't ever want to go fishing with somebody you don't know or you don't like, or should I say somebody you don't like, not you don't know, because there's plenty of people I couldn't tell you how many boats I've been on where I'm the only person that speaks English. I've been in boats in Japan and in the Seychelles or in Dubai, and nobody speaks English, but we all understand fishing. And the passion for fishing is a huge crosser for language barriers or anything like that. So that's one of my biggest things that I like to introduce people to the sport.
Yep. Sure. Yeah, I think it's a universal language of love with the fishing, definitely, and the energy and the spirit, for sure.
Absolutely. So are you guys going to make any bold predictions before the tournament? You can It'll be our secret. Don't tell nobody. Any bold predictions? When do you guys start fishing?
Our tournament this year. Oh, sorry.
No, either one.
It's a Saturday, June 5th. It's a one-day tournament.
It's a Saturday, June 5th, and you're having the captain's meeting now?
Oh, no. This is just a pre-registration party to get people, get some hype out, give a little bit of a discount on, our entry fee. And
oh, so the tournament is not until June 5th.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's also having the pre-registration party this year because we did not have it last year because of COVID. It's really reminding everybody, hey, we're back. We missed a year, but the ladies fish off is not going away, and we're back and in full force again.
That is, I think, is awesome. I think is awesome that you're pushing it because COVID was some tournaments went on, and the tournaments that did go on, they did exceptionally well. And there were certain ones that didn't happen because of the social restrictions that were going on in different locations. And it's very nice to see that a lot of tournaments that did miss a year are like, hey guys, we're not making it two. We're not making it two. And we were very fortunate that here in Florida, that we were always able to go fishing. Fishing was never cut off to us, which was a great, great thing. I don't know what I'd do without going fishing. I think I'd go stir crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I know I'd go stir crazy.
And it's such a healthy outdoor outlet during these times to get out there, especially with family and friends. So
that's huge. And I want to I don't know if he's one of your sponsors, but I'm going to give him a big shout out. I see Bill Doblanier from Gray's Taxidermy. He's joined us. And I see Peter Chabanzai from the Billfish Foundation has also joined us.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Peter, you found two people that like you. Write it down. I can't say that. I love Peter. Peter's great. It's funny because I always invite Peter to all my events. He can't always make them, but I make sure whenever he comes to the longest days of his life, I make him earn his keep. So now over the years, what has been individually and then as a whole, as ladies fish off, what has been some of your best catches? Or should I say most memorable? Nicole, you first. Only because you had this.
Like personally or within a tournament? Yeah.
No, yours personally. It could be in a tournament or outside of the tournament. What's your one of your most memorable catches?
Well, I probably would say that was the 2007 tournament where I got a 37.8 kingfish in that. We won we won that when we won the lady at that time. It was a ladies senorita shootout. So we won a trip to Hawaii. So that would be my absolute favorite one.
Whoa. Did you make it to Hawaii?
I did. Did you
go fishing out there?
Yeah.
Who did you fish with?
My brother and sister-in-law.
On what boat?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. What about you, Lindsay? What's your most memorable day of fishing?
I think it was when we won the final sale, which would have been in 2009, maybe. Sailfish tournament, and it was one of those days that started out slow. It started out rough. We sunk 2 kites right off the bat.
That sounds like a good day of sail fishing.
Yeah.
Anytime you sink kites is a good day.
Yeah, exactly. So, it didn't start off well. And then all of a sudden we were in the lead, and then last minute we won, and we were up in Palm Beach, came in the inlet, partied at Sailfish Marina. It was just one of those really, really good days.
So if you won the final sale, did you win the entire Quest for the Crest along with it, or just the final sale?
Just that tournament. Yeah.
What boat were you fishing on?
Another Bill.
Another Bill. Okay. I've never heard of that boat, but there's a bunch of them up and down our coast here. So now what about as far as in your guys' memory of the tournament, what would you say is one of the most memorable catches?
Well, I think last year was pretty memorable because against all odds, we had 2 teams pull in a kingfish that weighed exactly the same weight and was the heaviest fish. And it admittedly stumped us too. We're going, Uh-oh.
Did you have a rule for that?
Yes and no. It was kind of a gray area because, again, what are the odds?
So it's so funny because those are things that you hope never happen. A couple of years back, I put on a swordfish tournament, a worldwide swordfish tournament, and we had 2 fish exactly 291 and a half pounds. Luckily, that was tied for second. First place was 381, so I didn't have to deal with it. But it happens. It really, really happens. And I know there was another time I was out fishing in Hawaii and we caught a fish. It was somebody's personal best. And we harvested it. We weighed it. It was 551. And the Wahine tournament was the same day. And they weighed a 551. And it's like, man, so it does happen. It really does happen. What did you guys end up doing?
Good to know we're not the only ones.
No, listen, it happens. That's why I run a bunch of tournaments. You try to find all of the caveats. Fishermen, it's kind of like water and a leaky faucet. Somehow it always finds its way out. So if there's a loophole, fishermen will find the loophole.
Oh, yes.
So how did you guys handle it, if you don't mind me asking? And sure. I don't want to answer is a great answer.
Well, we ended up splitting the prize money, and luckily, most of the awards were optional entries. Okay. We were able to pay it out because we had a couple other species that weren't caught, so we were able to finagle it. Okay. But we certainly have changed our rules for this year, and we're going to try to avoid that again.
How does the rule read now?
We haven't finalized it yet.
Okay. That's
the very top of the to-do list before June 5th.
So I have a friend of mine. He's a tournament director in the Northeast. And anytime I put together some rules, I always send it to him so he can punch holes in it. And his sister's a lawyer, and man, I'll tell you what, she punches some holes in my rules. What about this? What about that? What about this? And I'm like, man, these are all great questions. These are all great. So that's how you close the loopholes. Ask the ladies, what's your favorite fish to eat and why? And that's from Richard Pata out of Paulsbo, Washington. And again, last time I went with Nicole first, so I'm going to go with Lindsay now.
Okay.
That's tough. That's tough.
You don't have
probably wahoo.
Okay.
I think it's the best sushi wise as well. It's one of my favorites.
And Nicole?
Actually, I would say I'm a big fan of snapper and lionfish. Lionfish is delicious.
You know, I've never
it tastes like crab meat.
I've never had lionfish. They say it's delicious.
It is delicious, but it's small. It's really, really small. So a tiny little delicacy.
So you need to eat like 5 of them.
Yes, a lot. Yes, basically.
So Miss Suzanne Leonard has asked, and I've already asked this question, but not in these words. She goes, what has been your best catch? Which I believe you guys have already answered, which was the most memorable catch. But her play on words is where is it? It's right over my shoulder somewhere. That's my first book publication. First time I ever published a book, and Miss Suzanne Leonard is my publisher. So, and actually, Miss Suzanne, this would be a perfect opportunity to put the ladies' fish off as possibly to be highlighted in next year's book. So we put out a book on the top 60 tournaments of the Americas. So this is how to put it on the radar. So we'll have to talk about that after your tournament on June 5th. Now, what happens if somebody wants to be a part of your tournament? How's the best way to find you guys?
Jump on our website, ladiesfishoff.com.
And thank you to Richard Marney that already put your website on our comment list.
Right.
So big shout out. Thank you, Richard. No. Peter. See, Peter made the mistake and called you Jen. Peter, that's not Jen, that's Nicole. See, she swapped the name tag. She had to keep us on check. So Peter, fix that up. If not, TBF is only getting half a check this year. So, get the name right, Peter. So, oh, you guys are already on the list. Done. Suzanne's on the ball. So, awesome. So, so tonight's party, tell us a little bit. It's a pre-party and it's kind of trying to get people back together. Have you guys had a get together for the whole group since COVID, the beginning of COVID, or is this going to be your first time coming together?
It was the first time.
First time.
Yeah. Mhm.
This first time, are you guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I totally get it. I know I put on an event in Chubb last month. I put on 2 events, and it was the first time I've done it in over a year. And it was so exciting to see people face to face. It was so exciting to be able to walk up and down the docks and see your friends, talk to them. You know, we have these Zoom meetings and FaceTimes and all this other stuff, but it's so nice to get in and around the boats and be on the docks and share this passion that we love.
Yeah.
And no matter how much we talk on Zoom, and I can talk about the things that I'm passionate about, it's not the same like being on the docks. It's not. So
Well,
to me, it's a big thing. Go ahead, Nicole.
I think people really do miss interacting. And I would say personally through the Ladies Fish Off, I have made friends, acquaintances that I wouldn't have made in any other volunteering fashion. People that are friends for life, people become very, very close friends. And I think before, when you were asking how can people get involved, I've obviously go to our website, and that's if they want to fish and also if they want to volunteer. Volunteering for me, as I said, since 2007 has created so many great memories and great friendships and mentorship that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So also, if you would like to volunteer, you can come to the meeting tonight or go to our website and volunteer as little or as much as you want. We'll take 1 day of volunteering, or we'll take, 30 days of volunteering, whatever you feel like you want to give. Or if you just want to get out and meet new people in the fishing community, it's the best way to do it.
I have to agree with you 100% on that one. Lindsay?
Well said. Perfect.
Okay.
He's exactly right. And I share the same experience. Some of my best friends I've met through Ladies Fish Off, through the committee, through our events, the tournaments, and with our charities as well.
And repeat those charities again. You have the Billfish Foundation, and what are the other ones?
The other one is, go ahead. The Flight Center. The Flight Center is the Fort Lauderdale Independence Training and Education Center. It's helping kids who are in the child welfare system ages from 13 to 23. It helps them to transition in age into becoming an independent individual. It helps them with housing. It helps them with mentorship, leadership, education, and employment. So it's a beautiful organization.
That is awesome. That is awesome that you guys are not only fishing and meeting people in the community, but reaching back out and bringing people into the sport of fishing, even if they're not a part of the family. You touched on something that is dear to my heart is mentorship. Could you guys both talk a little bit about the mentors that you've had and or the mentees? I've been in this industry long enough where I'm kind of stuck in the middle, and that's not a bad thing. I have many mentors that I've had that have helped me along my career path, but at the same time, I have a lot of mentees. And right now, my oldest is 36, and I remember him when he was 14, and my youngest just turned 12. So I'm a very big proponent about helping the next generation come up. So if you guys wouldn't mind, talking a little bit about that.
Get started.
Trying to think.
I do have one as far as a mentee goes, and it's actually through the Flight Center. A young woman named Shay came into me to work for me, and she came through the flight center, and she had a mentor with her that was there to help her with the application process and the whole interview process. I mean, they helped dress them like clothing wise, as well as get them ready for the interview, and then they stay there to help them with anything that they need. Now, she ended up working for me for about 5 years, and since then we still, and she does no longer work for me, but I think that just being able to be a part of her life and seeing her from the age of 18 through, and now she's 25, having known her through that and having that relationship and still being in contact with her and seeing her out there on her own and a different profession and having her own apartment and her own car, probably is just, it's just wonderful to be a part of that. Wonderful to see her blossom and grow so much.
That's cool. I'm like I said, and for people that have listened to my podcast, they know I don't have any children. And that's my choice. But I do love introducing the sport to the next generation. And I can go through my history and tell the stories where somebody gave me an opportunity, whether, hey, come fish on my seawall, or listen, you're not catching any fish, you should be using this kind of bait and these hooks, to, hey, ask your parents, you're welcome to come on the boat with us. And those are opportunities that people open up the door. And because of that, it's put me where I am in my career. So in turn, I want to do the same thing. And that's why when I hear stories like this, I love it. I love it. And I can't say enough about it. So it's to me, it's a great way to introduce our sport to a new generation.
Absolutely. I think, Lindsay, if you want to touch on the young gentleman that the men in our, and the men also, we have wonderful men who are part of the Ladies Fish Off, who are our captains and our mates and our volunteers. And there was a young gentleman through the flight center who, and Lindsay, you can continue, offered to take him fishing a bunch of times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. That was what I was going to mention to answer the question. So again, with the flight center, there was a young gentleman there who found out that we were, coming in, learning about the organization, kind of developing this partnership. And he said, well, I really want to fish. I want to learn about fishing. And our awesome anglers and boats that have fished our tournaments for years said, well, come along. So I think now he's been fishing. He's been on a couple different boats, but they've gone out 4, 5, 6 times. I mean, now this kid is fishing, loves it. The team loves it. And he's just kind of fit right in. And it's just awesome. It's really cool.
That's cool. And so it's not just ladies fish off. It's getting everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's getting everybody involved,
Mm-hmm.
which is great.
Well, it's a family tournament too. So we have, obviously it's the female anglers, but a lot of it tends to be family and friends, kids. We have a junior angler division. We have a peewee anglers. And it's just a fun family oriented event.
That is, I love it. And Pompano is such a great town for it. Like I said, I've spent a lot of time when I was still working on boats fishing out of Pompano and Hillsborough Inlet. So everything revolves. People don't realize, unless you spent time in Pompano and Lighthouse Point, how many boats and how much fishing is around that neighborhood. Between the inlet and the boat builders that are around there and all the different marinas and tackle shops, it's a great little town to raise a family and bring them into this great sport.
Yep. Absolutely. I just want to touch on one other thing about the family dynamic of the Ladies Fish Off. And this is personal story, but a couple years ago, we fished with my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law's mother-in-law. So it was a family boat. And basically
I'm thinking of all the steps on that one.
Okay, so let's break it down. We got 2 grandmas, a mother, her husband, the kids, the sister-in-law fishing. And basically the grandmas were the ones who brought the trophy home. They got was it second place kingfish, Lindsay? Second place kingfish and top tuna. And then we won the whole tournament. But it was because of the grandmothers that were on the boat. Those are the ladies who won the tournament. And so it's just wonderful to have that. And still to this day, my mother-in-law, grandma, will proudly say, "Oh, look, my picture's on the ladies fish off," and she's got, her tuna up there, it's mounted. So it's just a really great tournament for families. It really is a beautiful one. And not only that, but the other boats that have fished family wise and have won the tournament for the first time have come back and said, "Oh my God, this is just so wonderful." And the kids can't wait until they get a little older and they can be a peewee or they can be a junior angler, and they can't wait to start fishing the tournament.
For people that don't understand the difference between peewee and junior, could you explain them exactly how you guys break down your peewee and your junior angler categories?
Go ahead, Lindsay.
Yeah. So our junior angler, I believe, is anywhere from 11 to 16 years old.
Okay.
And then peewee is younger. It's 5 years old and up. I mean, if you can hold a fishing rod, you're welcome to to be an angler in the tournament. I don't think there's really a minimum for peewees.
Okay. Yeah. Because for people that might not be familiar in how some of the junior and peewee or small fry are broken down, just so they understand. And every group is just a little bit different. Usually it's that 10 to 11 year age bracket right there where the peewee splits up from the junior. So it's sometimes it's hard for a 5-year-old to compete against a 15-year-old.
Well, I think it's also important to mention that the peewees are allowed to have some help.
Yes, they are.
They're allowed to have some help. So somebody can actually help them, stabilize their rod and help them get their things together, versus where the junior angler is on the same rules as us big girls.
That's awesome, because it still allows them to participate.
Exactly.
And again, I'm a big proponent of that. Just because you're 6 doesn't mean you shouldn't fish a tournament. We all want to compete. It's a big thing. Let's see. We have a grandmother that's joining us, Miss Cindy Moreland from Kentucky. She puts on a couple of tournaments out of Kentucky as well. Good to see you, Cindy. She's a grandmother, and she also has a couple of teen pro staff members in Get Hooked in Kentucky. She puts on a couple of tournaments up there, bass fishing. So it's a big family event. I knew I grew up hanging out with my family. It was the way I hung out with my father, me and my brother did, and just continued until I decided I always have to go overboard. So I got to go and do it for a living. I can't just go fishing. I got to, take it to a different level.
So you're living the dream.
Listen, I'm living the dream more than you could even imagine. I figured it out. I can go fishing when I want. When I'm not going fishing, I'm going to talk about fishing, or I'm going to post pictures about fishing, or I'm going to help other people go fishing. That's what I do. People ask me, what motivates you every day? And for me, my motivation is I wake up and I'm like, there's going to be somebody I introduce this sport to. My goal is introduce this sport to one new person every day. Some days I get 100 people, but some days I only get one, but that's my goal every day. Introduce it to one new person. So, what were you going to say, Lindsay?
I just said that's great.
No, it really is. It's a great sport, and you don't have to be genetically dispositioned to be good at it. I was on a meeting earlier. I told somebody I was 4'11", but I'm 6'4" when I talk. So, which is not true. I'm more like 6'7" when I talk. But yeah, it's a great sport. It's getting you outside in today's world of all electronic devices. It's really nice just to be outside. And it's one thing I definitely look forward to is going offshore and losing service.
Exactly.
There's a bright side to it.
Not to mention the scenery is not horrible. The scenery is pretty good.
No, the scenery is always, and you never know what you're going to see. And I'll have to admit, I take it a little bit for granted when you start seeing the turtles, the porpoises, the whales, the birds, and you just, that's a normal day out on the water, and you forget about it, that not everybody gets to see that.
That's true. It is.
We're lucky.
We are lucky.
And here in South Florida, we're so close to the Gulf Stream where we can go offshore, where some places you're going 200 miles one way just to get offshore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's-
that's true. That's true. So I think basically, we want to talk about tonight, right? We want
Yeah,
to talk about where our party is at this evening.
where is your party tonight?
Yeah, for everybody local. We are in Pompano on the beach at the Beachcomber Hotel and Resort.
Okay.
They recently did a great remodel of the entire hotel, restaurant, bar, everything like that. So we're out by the water under a giant tiki hut with a fire pit and cool chairs. And 5:30 to 8 o'clock tonight, we are giving a significant discount on registration fees in hopes that everybody comes out, gets registered early. You automatically get a chance to win a dozen live bait for the tournament as well. So we'll have a little raffle going. We'll have some other raffle items, and it's a good time to get out. I think everybody is kind of getting back in their routines and socializing a little bit more, and just
Tell us a little bit about your raffles.
Yeah.
Oh, well, first we should mention Florida Cana
Yep.
Rum is our big sponsor. So there'll be plenty of beautiful rum drinks this evening.
Yes.
And the raffle.
You listen, fishermen and ladies, fisher ladies love their rum like diesels like their engine. I don't know why. It is.
It's a nice Captain Ron quote there.
Yeah, oh my gosh. You have to love Captain Ron.
Oh, yes.
You have to love Captain Ron. So Florida Cana is your sponsor.
Yes.
And are you giving away a couple bottles of rum?
Yes, that's going to be one of the raffle items.
And you're selling raffle tickets?
Yes, we are selling raffle tickets. And of course, like all of our events, all the proceeds go to charity.
Okay. And how many people are you expecting at tonight's event?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I would think at least 100 or so, probably a little bit more in and out.
And on average, how many boats do you get in your tournament?
It's usually around 50 boats.
Okay.
We've had as much as I think 75 boats. And then, but we're an angler-based tournament, so our entries are based on angler entries.
Okay, so it's not a boat entry; it's an angler entry.
Correct.
Okay.
So we'll have about 175 up to 250 anglers in the tournament.
Wow, that's great participation.
Yeah.
That's great participation. So, and again, you haven't had an event in almost 2 years. So, what are you expecting?
I'm hoping that actually more people are going to come out than expected, just because of the fact that they can and they want to, and people want to interact and get back to talking about fishing and being excited about it. Last year, I missed having the ladies fish off last year. So I'm super, super excited about it this year.
How about you, Lindsay?
I agree. I think it's going to be our best tournament yet. I think it's going to be a blowout, and it is our 35th year. So why not, do it big? We're back. We're still here, and it's going to be fun, and the weather's going to be perfect.
I love it. And I just want you to know that's my line, but I don't have it trademarked. So, and we're back. You can use it all day long. You can use it all day long. I'm happy to share it with everybody. I use it only because I get nervous when I first get on the camera. So it's kind of my way of getting into form. So is there anything that you guys feel that we may have missed or you want to make sure we touch on? Because I know you guys got to get ready for your party. And I think I can hear Florida Cana being poured as we speak.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, just that. So for our tournament's June 5th. Our kickoff and captain's party and everything like that is the Thursday night before, which is June 3rd. It's at a Luppy's restaurant in Pompano on the golf course there. It's where we always have it. They're very generous in letting us pretty much take over the restaurant with a bunch of partying fishermen.
Listen, we know how to party.
Oh, yes, we do.
We know how to party.
Let me tell you, lady anglers know how to party. Actually, I joke with Nicole a lot. One of the first times we fished together, she comes on the boat and she's got her pink fishing rods and she's got a big jug of Bloody Mary mix, like to the detail of Old Bay for the rims of the cups and the celery sticks, like the stalks with the little leaves. And the guys are going, what is this? This is not
I
a typical day of
love it.
fishing. You know, this is not just a can of Bud Light. This is how the ladies fish.
This is how the ladies do it. Yes, that's exactly how the ladies do it.
You have to fish in
We do it with a
style.
little style. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Finesse.
Listen, you boys can have the canned beer, not
Yeah,
us.
right?
That's not the way we roll.
Mm-mm.
No, I like it. Props to you, as it should be.
Yeah. We've got a couple boats that are known to pass out Jello shots at the weigh-in. You know, we do it right. We do it right.
Yeah.
Wait a second, man. I may have to start fishing this tournament. Just for
You should. You should. Absolutely. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
And just so we're clear, if somebody does not make the party tonight, does not mean that they lost their chance to fish.
Oh, no.
They still have a whole nother month to sign up.
Yep. You can sign up all the way up to the night before.
Man, I like. Now, what happens if somebody doesn't have a boat?
We encourage people you could charter a boat. You know, there's all those boats right there in Hillsborough Inlet. We've had many years people do that.
They charter a boat right there out of Fish City.
Yep.
They got some great fishermen out of there.
They sure do. And we've even had them do just even a half a day charter and then come in and weigh in, and they've actually placed. I mean, you know, you just need to be out in the water.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. You're not going to catch them tied up to the dock or sitting at home on the couch. At least I'm a proponent of that. I have not caught a fish yet sitting on the couch. But you got to get out there, get on a boat. And there's plenty of people out there. You can charter a boat and you can check out the website. Peter, thank you so much for posting up the Beachcomber Resort on here, along with Ladies Fish Off as well, to make sure everybody has an opportunity to participate in the tournament if you so choose, or volunteer, or even volunteer for some of the charities that you guys have.
Yeah. By the way, a lot of people who have volunteered have gotten opportunities to end up fishing with some of our boats. So if you don't have a boat to fish on, then maybe volunteering is the way to go. See,
I was trying to pitch that out there, but I didn't want to say it. Listen, growing up, all you have to do, there's an old saying, what's the saying? If you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you get a haircut.
Yeah.
So if you hang around with fishing people and on the fishing docks long enough, somebody's going to say, hey, you, come over here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jump on the boat.
Just remember to wash the boat when you get back in. You'll be invited every time.
I can only tell you how many miles of paint I've chamoised over the years. I have chamoised so much. I think I could have gone to the moon and back with the miles of chamoising I've done. So, ladies, I want to say thank you very much for your time today. Everybody that's watching and listening, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching here live on Facebook, but also if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or iHeart or Google Play, thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you guys. Ladies, I would like, if possible, I'd like a fishing report after the tournament, maybe with the winners. We can talk about what you were able to accomplish as far as fish caught and money raised for your great charities like the Billfish Foundation and what's the name again? The one in Lauderdale?
Flight Center.
Flight Center.
Flight.
F-L-I-T-E.
Flight Center.
Flight. All right. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much. And ladies, hold on right there while I sign off. But everybody, thank you so much. And Nicole and Lindsay, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
And everybody else, we will catch you guys later. Thank you.